disaster as 3-year-old girl dies at Prophet Mboro's church. A legal battle looms after a sickly child, brought to Prophet Paseka Motsoeneng's church to be prayed for, died in front of congregants at the weekend. Police have confirmed that the girl, 3, died at the Incredible Happenings Ministries in Catalhong, Ekerhilani, on Sunday after her mother took her there so that Motsoeneng, better known as Prophet Mboro, could pray for her recovery. Ekerhilani West Police spokesperson Captain Laitja Mathabla said a case of assault was opened by paramedics after a crew member was allegedly assaulted by Mboro and his followers. Information received by police is that a mother took her child to church to be prayed for. The child then vomited in church and an ambulance was called, he said, adding that an altercation began after churchgoers accused the ambulance crew of arriving late. It has been confirmed that the child died in church. A post-mortem will be conducted to determine the cause of death. Investigations are continuing, Mathabla said. Mboro denied the allegations, saying he respects and upholds the law and the Constitution. He accused paramedics of being negligent and failing to give the child oxygen. The mother had brought her very sick child to me. When the paramedics arrived, I begged them to give the child oxygen and other emergency treatment, but the paramedics wasted a lot of time reprimanding the mother and accusing the mother of neglecting her child. I told the paramedics that the child appeared to be dehydrated and needed immediate attention, but they ignored me and continued to berate the distraught mother, Mboro said. He added that he would help the child's mother in her bid for justice for her child, starting with opening a case of culpable homicide today. All I did was insist the child must be helped, which the emergency services personnel failed to do. We will be opening a case of culpable homicide in Alberton. Health workers are clearly untrained to deal with emergency situations in the field, and this matter must be remedied without any delay. As a church, we will always work with government officials to assist them in fulfilling their duties, Mboro said. Ekerhilani Disaster and Emergency Management Services, looms, spokesperson William Lottie said the staff member escaped with a cut on her face after being manhandled by Mboro and some of the congregants. Ambulance crew were called to Prophet Motsoeneng's church in Catalhong for a collapsed case around 11:34 in the morning. On arrival, the crew took all relevant medical equipment with them and walked into the church building for patient assessment and treatment. Before they could do anything, the prophet already had the child in his hands, loading what seemed to be a lifeless body into the ambulance. Confrontation immediately started between the crew and the prophet, whereby a female ambulance driver was manhandled on scene by the prophet, supported by the congregation, Lottie said. He said the crew called for backup. The terrified driver had to lock herself in the fire engine as members of the church were baying for her blood, shouting abusive language, Lottie said. He lauded the police's swift response, saying they had saved the situation. Lottie said advanced life support paramedics were called to the scene and the girl was declared dead. The assaulted crew member was hospitalized after the incident. Lottie decried recent attacks on emergency services personnel. In March, a paramedic was shot and killed near the Yoda EMS base in Mabopon, Chwain. In July, personnel were assaulted and a fire engine shot at in the Ducathold informal settlement in Germiston. In September, paramedics were attacked in Cosmo City after responding to a fake emergency report. They were unharmed. In October, 2 paramedics were robbed at gunpoint in Alexandra, Joburg. The robbers made off with their wallets and cell phones. A few days later, 2 other attacks were reported in Ekerhilani. Paramedics were robbed and assaulted at the Somalia settlement in Vosloo and an ambulance was stoned in Palm Ridge. These attacks put massive tension onto the looms personnel and resources within the city, and the impact on service delivery is huge, Lottie added.